There you go. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Donnelly with Barrier-Free Contractors, and this is the Accessible Barrier-Free Homes channel. It's combined with the Accessing My Home podcast, which allows me to get two versions of broadcasting for the price of one. We're speaking and collaborating with some of the best experts in the mobility world. The advocates and the promotions through these fantastic accessibility solutions, and they're for those specifically with mobility challenges. Today, we're speaking with Renee Shipton, the Regional Director at the Center for Independent Living in the Gulf Coast, and a huge advocate for helping people with disabilities. Renee is an expert on a myriad of mobility challenges, and she's experienced firsthand within her own family the dramatic need to help. So Renee, thanks for doing this with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. It's a great honor to be here.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so look, how about a little expertise on what the center does, and specifically, what about the SHIP program? Can you give me some insight on that?
Yes, absolutely. So the SHIP program is actually for Lee County only. It is a program that allows for us to work with individuals who are low income or extremely low income and are homeowners looking to make their home more accessible. That can be anything from a ramp to installing an accessible bathroom to a kitchen, widening doorways, and anything in between all of those areas. And so it's a great opportunity for family members who are extremely low income. We're talking most likely Social Security income individuals, Mike, that really don't have the resources to make their home accessible. There is a little bit of a stipulation about the SHIP program in that the money is free to the individual. They can get up to almost $25,000 worth of home modifications, but they do need to be prepared to know that there is a second lien against their home for that amount of money that they are using. That only has to be paid back if they actually sell the home or if they refinance the home. So we like to make sure everyone understands that ideally, even if that were the case, you're not really out any money or it's not causing the individual to pay any more. It's just something that they, of course, would look to have accounted for at the end should either of those two circumstances happen. Otherwise, the individual is not needing to pay a dime back and everything is free. So it just comes with that one little string, and we apologize for that. It's not our string that's attached to that. It is the funding source that comes down to us with regards to that requirement.
So is there a max funding, meaning is there a total dollar amount that Lee County gets that you have to allocate?
Well, our agency applied for a grant through them to receive these funds. And so, yes, we applied for the maximum amount we could, and then we divide that amongst the individuals that we said that we would serve. So we have the ability to serve maybe 5 or 6 individuals around the expense of $25,000 each. If we were to get an abundant request, we would be able to also look back to the county and see if there would be any additional funds from others who did not use it. And likewise, if maybe say somebody, one of our 6 individuals only used maybe $5,000 worth of home modifications, there may be some extra dollars that could then get allocated towards someone else. But in essence, we have one pot of money that we have said that we would serve 5 to 6 households with in Lee County.
So if an individual wanted to apply for this, Renee, what's the method to do that, and approximately how long does it take to get their paperwork in and some kind of response back?
Well, those are great questions. They would first contact our agency at 239-260-4575, and they could ask to speak with either Michelle Bloodworth or Jennifer Burr. They're the 2 individuals that are working primarily in the SHIP program. And then as far as that timeline, it is a lot of paperwork. It's federal money coming down to the state and state down into the county. So it does require an awful lot of paperwork to be done. that process goes as quickly as the individual compiling everything together for us.
Okay.
They need to get pay statement or pay stubs and bank statements and things of those nature. So, you know, it's important that the individuals seeking this funding are very responsive to the requests for the documents that are needed for the application process. In all, honestly, you know, again, then you put contracting into it, and sometimes, you know, you get delays in the timing for that. So I don't have a real good solid time frame, but as quickly as everyone can move is as quickly as we push everything along.
Well, I can tell you from a contractor standpoint, Michelle and Jennifer were Johnny on the spot once you were able to get the funds. You know, they allocated a job to me. They didn't give me the job, but they gave me the opportunity to go bid the job, and they were right on spot. So I went out, took care of that, and it all happened pretty quickly, which is great because the customers or your folks that are getting that SHIP grant were very pleased that I came out. And I know there's a couple, they have to have 3 bids, which is fine. But what's nice is that it's been expedited, and I like the fact that Michelle and Jennifer were right on it. It was really good.
Yes, that's what makes it nice, is those 2 ladies are primarily dedicated to that particular role, and we do our best to get out there and get everything moving as quickly as possible. It's usually more or less the paperwork that's the headache. Once we get past that and it gets the stamp of approval to move forward, things go a lot faster.
Okay, that's great. You've touched on a ton of stuff. I want to ask one more question, and it's kind of a bunch of stuff all rolled into one. You talked about accessibility being applicable here, widening doorways, bathrooms, things of that nature. Home safety issues, that's important too. That's a part of this.
Absolutely. We're working with occupational therapy assistants, and we're looking to bring on a formal occupational therapist to also be working in this program, where they would be taking a look at that home safety from, you know, pretty much the sidewalk all the way through the home.
Excellent.
And that way we're able to provide some insights as to some ways to stay safe and healthy. And we're also able to look at other services that we might have, like our durable medical loan closet that we have, where individuals could borrow walkers, shower chairs, bench seats, whatever they might need, transfer boards, to make things more accessible and safer in their homes. So we sort of are a holistic organization where we really look at not whatever the need that brought us to the individual. Once we assess that need, then we try to do an entire independent living assessment need and see if there's some other resources we can connect the individual to.
Hallelujah. Good stuff. Okay. Well, Renee, thanks for bringing all that to us. Really good information. The SHIP program is a marvelous thing, and we will continue on with that concept and more discussions going along. Now, to those of you who thought that this was great value to you, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to receive our new videos as they get posted. So, Renee, as always, thank you so much for your time and all this good information.
Thank you, Mike. It's been my pleasure.
All right. We'll talk soon.